Good morning. We are in, well, it's not sunny yet, but it will be sunny, Arizona in a few hours. But we won't be here in a few hours because we're actually on our way to Del Mar, California, for the Goodguys Car Show. And normally I would leave on a Thursday and get there on Thursday night for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday show. This year I'm leaving a day early because Goodguys is doing a little road trip, and we're meeting on Hot Rods by Dean. That's where I'm on my way to right now. It's about an hour from my house, so we're supposed to be leaving at 9 a.m. I've never done any of these little road trips before with Goodguys. This is my first one, so we'll see if we leave on time and how many vehicles show up, because I was not told much other than, hey, we're doing a little drive from Phoenix to Del Mar, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, I'm in. So I know there's a couple stops along the way. Where they are, I don't know. I'm just kind of here to enjoy the ride with fellow hot rodders. Normally I do this drive by myself, and I mean, it's fine, but I'd much rather do it with a bunch of cool cars alongside. So that is the plan. We stay somewhere, again, I don't know much, Wednesday night or tonight, and then tomorrow we roll into Del Mar at some point. So I figured I'd take you guys along with me, take you to some of the stops that we do stop at. And yeah, Goodguys does a bunch of these road trips throughout the year. Like I said, this is the first one I've ever been on, so I'm just excited to kind of cruise with a bunch of old and other cool cars. I'm in the Sonoma, you can probably tell that. And yeah, hopefully, knock on wood, everything goes smooth sailing. I definitely have some rubbing when I hit some dips or bumps, so I'm hoping it's just the inner fender that it's hitting. I haven't done much research, which is not good. That's kind of what I do, just ignore all issues. And I do have I definitely squeak. I don't know if it's the power steering, I don't know if it's a water pump. I put some like dressing on the belts hoping that would take care of it. That just heightened the problem, so now it squeaks even more. Yeah, so we need to get that addressed at some point, but hopefully it makes it to Del Mar and back with no issues. So that is the plan. I will catch back up with you guys when I get to Hot Rods by Dean, and we'll go from there. We have made it to Hot Rods by Dean. There's a few guys here already. I don't know how many more are showing up, or if this is it. I would say 4 cars. So I think we were hoping closer to 10, but again, I think we have about a little 40 minutes, 30 minutes till 9 o'clock till we set off. So anyways, kind of show you around the parking lot of some of his vehicles that are here parked. Again, I don't know which ones yet are going or not, but since we're here, I'll kind of show you around. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get video inside or not, but let's just see what's out here in the parking lot. This looks like it's in the stages of being built. Really no interior. So I don't know if it was dropped off this way or it's just, who knows? I don't know. I don't know the backstory. So for those who haven't seen any of the other videos or don't follow me on Instagram, this is the Sonoma. It's 92, 2.8 Beltec suspension, American Racing rims. These are vinyl graphics. They're not paint. I do get asked that a lot. Just so far so good. Little good runner. Interiors basically stock. You know, not much going on there. Had the door panels redone. I do have some buckets that I want to put in at some point, but other than that, it's stock interior. Chris Hall and I, you can't really see it, but let me get down here, put in a Blazer bumper. I still have to get that chromed, but for now it's good enough. And my coworker Damon is driving the giveaway car this year. Goolsby Customs built this. So, taking it out, stretching its legs. I think it's been on many trips before already, to be honest, but it's going to be given away this July in Columbus.
To Del Mar. I'm like, no. So there was, I mean, because I read it, like, well, if you read it, it makes sense. But
Yeah.
some people were just, there was more than one.
Some people interpret
So
it
there was
different
some,
way.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Is Bobby again?
Bobby. Okay.
Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. I need to redo the weather stripping in the doors. It's pretty loud, especially on the highway. Back roads obviously not so bad, but yeah, it's one of those things I've dreaded to do just because you gotta take the door panels off and they're already half broken as it is, so but at the same time I'd like to quieten up this ride. But anyways, yeah, so there's 6 of us, including me and including Damon with Goodguys, who's the lead car in the Monte Carlo. So there's 4 other guys that and their wives that have joined us. So a small group, 6 of us. Our first stop is Tray 5, which I'm sure most of you have heard of Tray 5. They built some like killer builds. I mean, very well known, especially in the truck community. I've never actually been to their shop. I know they have a lot of open houses, especially during times of like Dino and stuff like that when he has his show. They do I think like a Friday night open house deal. So, but I personally have never been to their shop. And then after Trike 5, we're going to head over to Speedway Motors. They have a warehouse that is on somewhere on the west side as well. I live on the east side of the valley in Arizona, in Phoenix, and both of these shops are on the west side, so I don't come out here very often. But yeah, spend a little bit of time at Trade 5 and then head over to Speedway. And I think we're gonna have lunch over there. I could be wrong. I think lunch near Speedway, and then we're gonna drive to Quartzsite and fill up before heading over to California. And I don't know if there's anything else in the afternoon, or we go to the hotel and that's it. So yeah, so that's the itinerary for this morning. And yeah, hopefully everything goes good. Let's see, I'm trying to think of the cars. You know what, when we get to Trade 5 or Speedway, I'll kind of do a walk around of the cars that are on the tour with us, because I'm not 100% sure the years of models and stuff like that. So I was gonna say I have the newest, but I don't know what year Monte Carlo that is, to be honest. So this is a 92. I'm sure the Monte Carlo is like 80 something. So yeah, this is probably the newest vehicle that's on the tour. So sorry, some guy was giving me the thumbs up, so I had to wave back to him. So yeah, anyways, that is it. I will see you guys at Trade 5. Out here at Trade 5, regular work day for them. Obviously not for me. They let us check out the shop. So that's what we're doing. This is going to be one badass truck when it's done. I have never seen a rendering of it, but just looking at it in this stage, yeah, this thing is gonna be next level. Just left Tray 5 on our way to Speedway. Like I mentioned, first time to check out that shop. Obviously, like I also mentioned, tons of Chevy builds, Chevy truck builds to be exact. So yeah, they were working on the AC, but in a good way, because it wasn't hot, you weren't sweating, it was actually kind of cold in there. So yeah, so hung out there, I want to say close to an hour, and also saw my buddy Brian from Grinder TV. He was, I guess, gonna do some video for Tray 5 today, so he was out there unbeknownst to me, so got a chance to say hi to Brian. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, check out his channel, Grinder TV. They're always filming and going to shows and that whole deal too. So yeah, just good time. Took some video, obviously, that you're probably looking at now or about to look at, and yeah, we'll see what Speedway has to offer. Like I said, I know it's a warehouse, so I don't think it's gonna be, you know, a ton of cars, hot rods that are there, other than ours. I could be wrong, but my thinking is it's just you know, a warehouse to deliver parts to the West Coast, so distribution center, if you will. So yeah, it's actually rather close. I think Tray 5 and Speedway are about 6 miles apart, so not that far of a drive. And wind's picking up outside, and then, you know, obviously it's a little windy in here as per usual, but we're gonna go to Speedway, grab some food, I believe, and then head to Quartzsite, where we'll fill up on the border before gas goes up another $1.50. So that is the plan, and I'll see you guys in a few.
Apparently, brake lights stick on this thing.
Yeah, I honestly thought you had the car running when I first was waiting for you, because the brake lights were on. Made it here to Speedway Performance. Out here in the lobby, we're gonna kind of walk around, then they're gonna take us in the back. I don't know if I can video in the back, but we can at least do here in the lobby. So I would want to say this building's almost 2 years old, something like that. So yeah, we'll just kind of walk around and see what Speedway has to offer out here. Well, just ended the tour of Speedway Motors. Got to see the warehouse. I didn't take any video of the warehouse because I wasn't sure if they wanted that or not. So, but yeah, they kind of went over the process of shipping parts to, you know, people, as well as people that just stop in and need something. So, definitely cool little tour. It used to be an old Kmart. That they converted into their own warehouse, basically gutted it and, you know, did their own thing there. So they had mentioned, really, once Amazon came aboard, they needed to do something that could get parts out to people a lot sooner than, you know, just one warehouse in the Midwest. So yeah, so that was that. Now we are on our own for lunch. A couple of guys were gonna get, I don't know, burgers. I wasn't really feeling like a burger right now, so I'm gonna get something else. I might swing by if I could find like an AutoZone or, you know, one of those deals, and I want to put in some Berryman into the fuel system just to, I don't know, clean out some of the garbage that's in this truck. So hopefully it'll run a little bit cleaner, a little better. It's running fine, don't get me wrong, but you know, it doesn't hurt to put some of that stuff in. So yeah, so that, anyways, that is my goal for right now. What else? Yeah, we're gonna meet back at 1 at Speedway, and then we're all gonna drive to Quartzsite, like I mentioned, get fuel, and on our way to California, we're spending the night in Palm Desert, and then we'll obviously join up in the morning and head out to Del Mar. So far so good. We haven't actually driven that far from Dean's. I think I don't know, it might have been 20 miles, if that, from Dean's to Tray 5. Then from Tray 5 to Speedway was like 6 miles. So we're literally still in the Phoenix area. So we really haven't done much as far as making it out west to Del Mar. So, but that's gonna change right after lunch. Then it's pretty much all highway driving. So that is the plan. I'm gonna fuel up on some grub and meet y'all back at 1 and go from there. Made it to Blythe. A whole bunch of them met up at Quartzsite, and I missed the text, so I had already driven past there, even though I was the last one. So by the time they sent the text, I was already 2 exits past, so I just kept on going and hit the last exit before we go into California. Filling up now, 309, which is cheaper than Phoenix, so I'll take it. I'm gonna stop, go to the bathroom, probably get a snack or two, and hit back on the road, see if I can catch up to those guys. But I'm doing like 75. I don't want to push this truck, being that's a little 2.8, and they all got, not all, but you know, LS swaps, the whole thing. So other than that, smooth sailing, no issues. So fingers crossed that's how it goes until we get to the hotel, and then meet up with everyone there. Truck was pretty filthy from all the rain in Arizona. So Damon, he's next door with the Monte Carlo. I got the truck right here, and we are about to give it a wash. You can't really, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's a little dirty. So yeah, time to give this thing a quick wash and then go to dinner. Good morning. We are at day 2 of the Phoenix to Del Mar cruise. Just left the hotel. We're actually at an Arco gas station. One of the guys had to fuel up, so we're just waiting for him, and then we're gonna make our way to TMI. A bunch of us got together for dinner last night, hung out, told stories, mainly them and not me. I didn't have a ton of stories to tell, but all these guys, hot rod guys, have been around for a minute, so they had good stories to tell. So we did that. Some of us stayed at the same hotel, some of us didn't. There's a bunch of hotels in this area, so depending on price and all that stuff, guys stayed at different places. But yeah, so it's around I don't know, 8:45, and now we're headed off to TMI, which is like an hour and a half drive, I want to say. And yeah, so we'll do TMI, and then we're going to another collector's house, garage, I don't know, warehouse, something like that, after TMI. So should be less driving today overall. I'm not sure when we're supposed to get into Del Mar, to be honest with you, but yeah, so we'll just kind of see how it plays out. And I think the collector's Matanga. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, to be honest with you, but go to his collection after TMI. So that's the plan for today, and then get to Del Mar and hang out. I got to, so one update is my blinkers are not working. So when you turn your blinker left or right, it just stays solid. It seems like all the actual light works, because if I turn the blinker on, it just stays solid. So I'm not 100% sure if it's a light that needs to be replaced that's causing me having no blinkers, or I haven't been able to check any fuses yet, and I haven't checked to see if the flasher relay is bad and needs to be replaced. So when we get to Del Mar, I will kind of look into those issues, and I would like to get that fixed before heading back to Phoenix. I'm sure these guys are like, dude, this guy never uses his blinkers, but I do, it's just they're not working. So other than that, truck's been good. Yeah, just smooth sailing. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys at TMI. Well, we made it to TMI, our first stop, Thursday morning. We actually stayed the night in Palm Springs, had about an hour and a half drive here, and they set up a little car show for us, actually. So there's a food truck, and they invited some of their clients, I guess, or just cars in general. I'm not 100% sure, and set up a little car show for us. So I guess we'll take a look around and go inside also and check that out and kind of see what's up. So this 56 is actually part of the cruise with us, but I haven't had a chance to show you guys. What's doing. All the guys can do like 85 with no problem, not me. I'm always the last one. I just can't keep up with my truck. So who knows, maybe LS swap is in the future so I could actually maintain speed with everybody. I don't know, I honestly don't care, but it would be nice to keep up. And on hills, forget about it. It's awful. It's another one of our guys on the cruise. I'm not sure what engine he has in here. I don't know, but I know he has no radio. He just listens to the motor. So this Buick is also part of our crew. He lost a little chrome piece. I don't know if you can see it in the video, right above the scoops. It flew off while he was driving, so he needs to find a new one of those at some point. I think he's still getting the bugs out of this car. So I guess it's kind of a fresh build, or maybe it's just a new car to him. But I know he said that, you know, he's kind of using this as a test to see what kind of issues he may have while driving it going down, you know, in the future. So We just left TMI. Saw a bunch of people I know. They brought in like kind of like a bunch of cars. I don't know if they were all customer cars or not, but they had like a little mini car show for us. They had a taco truck that gave us complimentary street tacos, so that was nice. So we fueled up there, and now we're fueling our vehicles. So we just parked, got gas. I went to Sinclair, which is across the street. I paid $4.59. These guys all stopped at Mobile, and 87 is $5.17. So, you know, I saved myself some money there. So now we're on to Batangas. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably butchering it. Shop, which is only like 20 miles away from TMI. And I know we got to get on a couple of highways, even though it's not that far away. So that's where we're headed to now. It is 12:30, and I'm guessing we have like an hour or so at the shop, and then we go on to Del Mar from there. So that's kind of the update. And yeah, no solution on the blinkers yet. I'm thinking I have a solenoid or a fuse, so I'm gonna pick up both, and because the lights turn on, they just don't blink. So I'm thinking it's one of those is the issues. So
head east on West 6th Street toward Yorba Street.
Yeah, so both of those are rather cheap, and yeah, we'll just
head west toward Avenida
see if that
Del
fixes
Vista.
the problem. If not, I will have my buddy Chris Hall, who's making the trip from California, or from Arizona. He's racing this S10. So yeah, I'll have him check it out, since he's the S10 guru for me.
Turn right onto
All right,
Avenida Del Vista.
well,
then use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto West 6th Street.
To Batangas. We've arrived. My God, I just can't pronounce Batangas. You know what? I'm gonna find out when I get inside. But yeah, we made it here. It was a quick little drive. We did pick up another participant with us on this drive. He has this slick Camaro. So he met TMI, and then he decided to come here with us, and then he's gonna do the cruise with us to Del Mar. He's actually gonna have this car in one of the buildings over the weekend. So yeah, so he lives in California, so he didn't make the trek to Arizona just to come back here. So he just decided to join up at TMI. Good morning. It is actually Saturday morning. I didn't film anything yesterday. I wanted to do a quick recap on the Matranga collection, which was badass, as you guys sure can tell. Lots of really cool custom cars. So I guess the backstory on their collection is they have guys that work for them, and so they build their own cars, but then they'll also build or buy cars from other builders, typically through like Barrett Jackson or Mecum, and then they'll run through them, and if there's any issues with it, they'll fix them, or if they want to change something on it, then they'll change it, get them roadworthy, and drive them and collect them. So yeah, probably the icing on the cake as far as the cruise was concerned, as far as being able to see that. So that was really cool to see. Like I said, it's not open to the public, it's only private tours, so luckily enough I was able to get in there, and they said, yeah, you guys can film if you want to and take pictures. So I did. And then it was just like, I don't know, hour and a half cruise to Del Mar from Matrangas. Checked in, cleaned the truck up a little bit, went out to dinner with a bunch of friends, and then Friday, didn't film anything, didn't have time, just doing my job with Good Guys, taking pictures and so forth. So yeah, so Saturday morning, it's about 12 after 7. I'm gonna run, get something to drink, little pick me up, and then head to the show. So I'm not really sure again how much I'm gonna be able to video today. Today's gonna be a super busy day for me, just with all the stuff going on and special events that they have, and then at night I usually do photo shoots. So Saturday is always a long day, you know, like a 14-hour day typically. So but tomorrow I'll try to shoot some of the winners, you know, for you guys, video some of the winners for you guys, so you can check that out. So yeah, other than that, you probably won't see much to this video until Sunday. So hope you guys are enjoying so far, and we'll get back at you tomorrow. Yep.
Okay.
Is that where Steven parked?
Yeah, right back up there.
All right. In the truck parking?
Yep.
All right.
Trick truck.
Trick truck, trick truck.
You had to wipe it off though.
I know. I'll make Steven do it. Morning. I'm gonna trick truck.
Yep, so you're gonna go ahead and fill that out, put it in your window.
Yep.
See where the trucks are over there, just go past and you'll go on a diagonal to your left.
Yep. All right. Thank you. Well, we made it. Made it back to Phoenix, Arizona Sunday night. Actually didn't leave Del Mar till around 5 p.m. on Sunday. After the show, I got to do a bunch of, editing, good guys stuff. And then after that, it was hightail it out of there, back to Phoenix. And yeah, got back right around midnight, I want to say, Sunday night. Picked up some bugs here along the way. I didn't have too many going out to California, but on the way back in, yeah, I mean, there's definitely bugs all over. So she just definitely deserves a wash. Gonna do that this upcoming weekend, clean her up, and get her looking like she was at the Goodguys Car Show over the weekend. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It was really cool getting to drive around with fellow hot rodders. I really wish there was some more than the 6 of us that were together. I know there wasn't too much footage of us all together driving down the road. I was I was lacking in the far behind. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, like this truck just doesn't have any ponies, has no horsepower. So those guys were cruising whatever 80 miles an hour, let's say, and I was just struggling. So I was kind of doing my own thing, and then I would meet up with them at whatever gas stations, restaurants, at the hotel, or little meetups, shops and stuff like that. And then slowly I would lose them, so especially on hills. But it is what it is. Who knows? I don't know. Is the LS swap in its future? I guess comment down below if you guys think I should LS swap it. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I'd like to have the modern performance and all that, but I guess the money is the thing where it's like, do I want to throw money into this thing? I don't know. We'll see. Comment below if you think I should LS swap this thing. But other than that, the Matranga collection obviously was top on everyone's list. Definitely cool to see a bunch of these hot rods and trucks that I've seen at shows in the past and kind of never knew what happened to them, and comes to find out they're in a private collection. So definitely fortunate to go to a private collection and get a tour that's not open to the public. I feel really grateful and honored, and to be able to share it with you guys, and for them to allow me to film is definitely cool as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, liked the video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.